To learn a back handspring, begin with the correct half squat and a jump. We do it like this. The student stands upright, legs together, arms straight and by his sides. I stand behind him, put my hands on his shoulder blades. He does a half squat without losing balance, that is, he goes straight down, then jumps back, raising arms up. Once again, more dynamically. Squat. Yes. Remember that during the push-off, you have to fully extend your knees and raise straight arms kept parallel to each other over your head. Once again, in the half squat, do not lose balance. And jump to the back, full extension of the legs, and the landing. Very good, once again. After learning the jump against the spotter's arms, practice the same jump to lying supine on a pile of mattresses. From a half squat, jump with arms up to land in a tight arch position, which we will describe in a moment. Go ahead. Slowly squat down. Arms down. Jump backward. Try to land like we show it now. Hips up, heels and shoulders resting on the mattress. Arms along the head, close to the ears. That's the tight arch position. Once again, the same jump. Yes, a very good jump. Far with the trunk extended, hips tensed and lifted above the mattress. Easy, slowly do the half squat. Jump. Try to land as far as possible on the mattress. Hips lifted up, head forward, chin down. But only in this exercise. Later, in the actual back handspring, the head will lean back as if to follow the arms. Once again, the same jump. Try to land far back on the mattress. Very good. He jumped far, heels and shoulders pressed into the mattress. Hips are lifted. Arms are stretched up, close to the head. This is the correct jump for the back handspring. Let's look again at the correct jump for the back handspring. Remember that arms are swung held close together. Elbows straight, reaching as far back as possible. Go ahead. Yes. Hips lifted up, legs straight, feet squeezed together. Get up. Let's look what happens when one arm is bent during the swing. Jumping like this when arms are bent or are not held symmetrically causes the jump to be slanted to one side or the other. This makes it impossible to do a good back handspring and to combine it with the next technique, for example with another back handspring. Once again, the correct jump. Very good. We have shown how to learn the jump for the back handspring. Now we will show how to land after the back handspring. Practice it by doing a handstand, a slight arching of the trunk, heels swing over the shoulders, snap down to land on feet, bounce up with arms up. This is called the handstand snap down. Once again, from the stance. Handstand, heels swing slightly past the shoulders, pull down the legs close to where the hands were, bounce up, arms overhead. During the whole snap down, we look down at the floor. In the handstand, in the snap down, while raising arms overhead, we look down at the floor. Go ahead once again. We look at the floor. Yes. By looking at the floor, we do not lose orientation. It is easy to keep balance. After teaching the takeoff and the landing, we have to acquaint the student with doing the whole move, so that our student does not become afraid. Two of us will spot him, like so. With the far hands, we hold him under his lower back. With the near hands, we hold him under his knees. He does the half squat, slow swing of the arms, lies on our arms, we stand him on his hands, he lowers his legs and ends with the snap down, which was shown earlier. We'll show it once again. The far hand around his back, the near hand under his knee. Squat, he lies on his back, we stand him on his hands, and he ends with the snap down. We will show the method of spotting the back handspring. With the far hand, hold the student's lower back, close to his center of gravity. This hand supports him. With the near hand, hold him under the knee and help him rotate his body. Hold under the knee and once again. Yes. To facilitate the push-off for the back handspring, you can do the handspring off in elevation. Spotting is done like previously. Hold here the lower back, the other hand under the knee. He squats down, jumps back on his hands, and ends with a snap down. He looks down, which helps him to keep his balance. And once again. Spotting on the lower back at the height of the navel. With the other hand, I help under the knee. He tries to land balanced. Squat, he jumps back on his hands and lands. He looks down at the floor most of the time, except the short moment when the head leans back as it follows the arm swing at the end of the push-off. The far hand holds under the lower back. The near hand holds under his knee, slowly, fine. During the squat, look at the floor, arms held straight down. At the instant you push off, your arms begin their swing. Your head follows the arms, and again you look at the floor until the landing. Look down, easy squat. Head follows the hands. Look at the landing spot until you stand in good balance. Once again. Squatting, do not lift back the head. This is incorrect. Look down the whole time. Squat. With the hands goes back the head. And land looking down at the floor. Now we move on to doing the back handspring on the level surface. We can spot from a kneeling position. It is easier to support the student by placing our shoulder under his lower back. He slowly squats down. I slide my shoulder under his lower back, and he lands with the snap down. Once again. And I put it under, legs ought to be kept together, and land with the snap down. Spotting is the same as shown so far. If the student is doing the back handspring on the floor for the first time, hold him around the waist, the other hand under the knee like previously. He squats down, jumps back, looks down, and ends with the snap down. When I feel that the push-off is strong enough, I may support his lower back with only one hand, with the other hand under the knee, and gently push up with the first hand while giving rotation with the other. Once again, one hand on the lower back, the other under the knee. Yes. We will show now a back handspring with an incorrect push-off, that is, with the knee sticking out past the toes in the half squat so the push-off is done with hips moving forward. Let's look. We see that with the knees moving past the toes, the back handspring is not extended back but shortened, done in one spot. Once again, look. He pushes his knees forward and the back handspring is done in one spot, too short. When the knees do not pass beyond the toes, the back handspring is correct, extended backward. Ideally, in the half squat, as you look at the spot on the floor about 2 steps in front of you, you should see tips of your toes with your peripheral vision. This means that your knees stay behind your toes, so your weight is shifted back, which will give the correct direction to your jump. Let's see how the position of shoulders in relation to the hands affects the back handspring. We will do it slowly. He jumps back onto his hands. If his shoulders are sticking out ahead of his hands as he lands on them, then his head moves forward and he can fall on it. If the shoulders are positioned in the correct way, behind his hands, then they give him the momentum backward for the next tumbling technique. Let's look at it done faster. Once again, let your shoulders move forward. There, he lets his shoulders stick out forward. His head clearly protrudes forward and he lands close to where his hands were. The correct way. He glides his hands far forward, then the hands push him back, and this gives him momentum for the next technique. We will show one more error, which happens very often in the back handspring. Pulling legs into a pike position during the jump, before hands have landed. This can get you hurt. This error happens often. We'll try to show it. He jumps, and before his hands touch the floor, he pulls his legs and bends at the hips. Then either the landing is on the head or knees strike the face. This is dangerous. Once again, we'll show the correct form. You have to wait after the jump, a long move. You wait until you put your hands on the floor. Legs are to be left behind. Only when you see that you stand on your hands, you pull the legs down and raise the arms. Once again, the whole move, the correct pace. He inserts the hands far under and the landing. This is the correct back handspring. Perfecting back handsprings, you can perform them in series, combinations, or after a round-off.